The late 15th and early 16th centuries were a time of great change. The world was opening up, new lands were being discovered, and trade routes were expanding. This was a time of exploration and discovery. Europe was eager to obtain goods from the East. Silks, porcelain, and spices were highly sought after. These exotic items were transported along ancient land routes, which passed through the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans controlled much of the trade, making it expensive for European powers. The Portuguese had already established a sea route to the east. They sailed around Africa to reach India, giving them a significant advantage. However, the Dutch, driven by the prospect of riches and the desire to compete with other European powers, were determined to find their own way. The Dutch were particularly interested in spices. Spices were incredibly valuable, used to preserve food, add flavor to meals, and even create perfumes. Pepper, cloves, and nutmeg were worth their weight in gold. The demand for spices was high in Europe. The Dutch saw an opportunity to make a fortune by bringing these precious commodities directly from the source. They knew that if they could establish a direct trade route to India, they could bypass the Ottoman middlemen and reap tremendous profits. The Dutch were skilled sailors and shipbuilders with a long tradition of maritime trade. They were confident in their ability to navigate the treacherous seas and establish a successful trading network. They were willing to take risks and face the unknown in pursuit of their ambitions. The Ottoman Empire posed a major obstacle for the Dutch. The Ottomans controlled the traditional land routes to the east, imposing heavy taxes and restrictions on European traders. The Dutch realized that they needed to find an alternative route. They turned their attention to the north, hoping to find a passage through the Arctic Ocean that would lead them to Asia. This route proved too dangerous and impractical, as they faced icy waters and treacherous storms. The Dutch then decided to follow the Portuguese example and sail around Africa. This route was long and arduous, fraught with peril. Dutch sailors would face storms, disease, and hostile natives, yet they were determined to succeed. In 1602, the Dutch East India Company was formed. This was a powerful trading company supported by the Dutch government and granted a monopoly on trade with the East. The company had the authority to build forts, raise armies, and make treaties with local rulers. It was incredibly successful, establishing trading posts throughout Asia, building a vast network of ships and warehouses. It became one of the wealthiest and most powerful companies in the world. The Dutch East India Company's success had a profound impact on global trade. It shifted the balance of power away from the Portuguese and towards the Dutch, opened up new markets for European goods, and led to the spread of Dutch culture and influence throughout Asia. The Dutch quest for a sea route to India was a testament to their adventurous and explorative spirit. Driven by the allure of spices, the desire for wealth, and the ambition to compete on a global stage, their maritime ventures had far-reaching consequences. The Dutch East India Company transformed global trade, established new routes, connected distant lands, brought exotic goods to Europe, and spread Dutch influence throughout Asia. The bravery, skill, and determination of Dutch sailors left a lasting legacy on navigation and exploration. Their story reminds us of the power of human ambition and the enduring impact of exploration and trade. The Dutch voyages to India were a pivotal chapter in the history of globalization, helping to shape the interconnected world we live in today.